Hello, I'm Michael Bybee. The Periwinkle Foundation helps positively change the lives of children, young adults, and families undergoing treatment at the Texas Children's Hospital. Joining us now from the Board of Directors at the Periwinkle Foundation is Rick Sperandio. Rick, good to see you. Thanks for being here.
Thank you very much.
So how does the Periwinkle Foundation get involved with the children at the Texas Children's Hospital?
Well, Periwinkle Foundation is in their 30th year this year, and our mission is primarily to the patients at Texas Children's Hospital. We have a childhood cancer camp that runs once a week in the summertime for cancer patients at TCH, and we have a teen camp that runs in the spring and fall for teenage patients at Texas Children's, regardless of their diagnosis.
Right. You mentioned 30 years, and I understand it's up to 4,000 patients a year.
That's right.
That's a lot of work and touching a lot of patients. Are you seeing success?
Absolutely. The oncologists always talk about the success rates and how much impact they've got from the medical side. But the Periwinkle Foundation meets a need that the hospitals can't meet. We allow the kids to come to camp for the week or for the weekend and have a weekend that's fun-filled and exciting and challenging, and they're not sick for the weekend.
You mentioned camps. It seems to be a big part of the programs that you guys offer. And so there's Spring Camp YOLO.
That's right.
It's coming up next month.
That's right. Next month is our Spring Camp YOLO for the teenagers. As I mentioned, it's all service lines from Texas Children's Hospital, age 13 to 18. We also have a week-long camp in the summer, as I mentioned, Camp Periwinkle. We now have, in our 5th year, a long-term survivors camp that we invite all of our patients back after they've aged out of camp. They can continue to come back. And we now have a family camp that's in its 4th year. This year, we're going to have 4 to 8 families that'll all come together to our camp to be able to engage in healing together as a family.
Is there a cost involved for these patients to get involved with it? How does it work?
There is no cost to the camper. Each camper is even eligible to bring one sibling. All of the campers come free of charge to them by our donors and our volunteers that come to camp and come to our foundation events.
The interesting statistic that I found was that nearly 80% of children diagnosed with cancer now survive.
That's right.
That's great.
It's the reason the foundation has moved to the long-term survivor programs, right? We've got lots of patients that are living far further into their lives than ever expected, and
Right.
we're able to provide them that emotional need that the hospital can't always provide.
So are they aware, or how would children and young adults, families, become aware of the Periwinkle Foundation?
Well, we have lots of different events. Our Friends of Periwinkle events happen roughly once a quarter, where we'll have either a happy hour or some sort of a mixer for young adults. We have a gala every other year. And our Iron Sommelier event is now an annual event where all of the top sommeliers in the city compete in a wine tasting event. And that's great ways for our community to get involved and to either be donors or volunteers with the foundation.
How does the Periwinkle get its funding?
All of our funding is from private and public donors, whether it be from other foundations or, as I mentioned, from private foundations.
I would imagine always a need for funding to offer these types of programs.
Absolutely. In fact, in our 30th year, our goal is to have 30 new donors and 30 new leadership volunteers. So our board is focused on finding ways to get those people engaged.
You mentioned volunteers. Is there a need for volunteers?
Absolutely. Between our camp day at the hospital and our Making a Mark art exhibits that we have on display around the city, we always need volunteers to help make that magic happen.
Great. Well, happy 30th anniversary. Best of luck.
Thank you very much.
Absolutely. To learn more about the Periwinkle Foundation and other Newsmakers segments, visit ComcastNewsmakers.com. I'm Michael Bybee.